Hello everyone, my name is Isha Dey and I am going to solve the Bengal set Sociology paper and now I'm sharing my screen and I'm straight away getting down to the paper. Okay. Hope you people can see my screen. So the first question here asks that which sample is more prominent than samples based on probability sampling in the field of organization studies. Now, the field of organization studies usually requires an understanding of strata, and the best sampling method that can be used to study the strata in organization is quota sampling. Snowball sampling is used when the data is difficult to locate. So then it is used as then we usually prefer snowball sampling. And convenience sampling is usually not very representative of the population, so we usually do not use convenience sampling, both of these purposes and convenience sampling, because it involves a lot of bias from the researcher side. Next, question number 2. A small scale study conducted before the main research in order to check the feasibility or to improve the research design is known as pilot study. This is a very easy question. So we all know this. Now the next question. The book on politics of scarcity by Wiener is based on the research experience in which is basically West Bengal. I have a small note attached to this. I'll just read that out. The most important contribution in Wiener's work lay in his understanding of the functioning of the Congress Party of India. To understand the operation of the Congress Party, he studied politics in 5 states in 2 cities, Calcutta in West Bengal and Madurai in Tamil Nadu, and 3 rural-urban conflicts, Belgaum in Karnataka, Khaira in Gujarat, and Guntur in Andhra Pradesh. And this is the site that contains the information. If people want to verify, they can just use it. Okay. Now the next question. The ethical behavior of the researcher is determined by following sources. Which one of the combinations is considered as an important source? So, option A, researcher in the social context of the research, participant in the institutional context of the research, researcher in the institutional demand of the research, participant in the social context of the institution. So we all know ethical behavior of the researcher here they have asked. So here obviously the researcher is involved and obviously the social context of the research is involved because the work of the researcher is to interpret the meaning from the social context and therefore the ethics emerges out from polar these two poles. Ethics comes out from here, right? So these are just there to confuse people. Okay. Now let's go to question number 5. Who among the following has said education is a field which reproduces social inequality? We all know Bordeaux has worked on education and social inequality, so the answer is Bordeaux. The model economy of peasants, rebellion and subsistence in Southeast Asia is written by which one of the following authors? It's J.C. Scott. J.C. Scott, because moral economy is a part of net syllabus as well as set syllabus. So anything related to moral economy is easy because that's a very unique way of. It's very attractive. Moral economy. It's an attractive term. Okay. Next question. Which one of the following is not a correct match? All these three are the correct match except for Uma Chakraborty. Uma Chakraborty has worked on history, not on education. So these are the correct matches except for this one. So this is the right answer. Question number 8. Who excuse me, who among the following sociologists use the notion of half flow, half being in explaining the phenomena of increased social and spatial mobility among the powerful population in information society. Now, information society is a catchword for manual facts. So the answer goes here. It's a simple one again. Question number 9. Who articulated positive tendencies in Hindu thought by proposing Hindu socialism? Now, here I would like to point out the importance of reading the books the eminent sociologists have written. So, Vinay Kumar Sarkar has written the book called The Positive Background of Hindu Sociology. So, this is the answer is only option A has his name, so the answer is easy here. Next, question number 10. Which one of the following statements is applicable for the term illness? This is a very common political question. Let's answer this. Option A, abnormal and physical changes in the body, something that changes, physical changes. So basically, it's transformation that happens in our body. Next, experience of an unpleasant impact upon the life activity. So question number, sorry, sir, not question number. Option number C, normal and physical changes appeared in parts of body. So again, normal and physical changes. Again, it is talking about transformation. Sudden experience of pleasant impact upon life and activity. So something which is pleasant is not illness. So this gets cancelled out. These are transformations. So these two get cancelled out. Now B is the right answer here. Okay. Question number 11. Which one of the following ethical principles of social science researcher should not be followed? A. Informed consent. B. Confidentiality. C. Avoidance of harm. D. Clinging to one's self. Obviously, this one. Because the aim of researchers actually is to break down one's own standpoint. To do away with the bias so that they can do a proper objective kind of a research. Excuse me. Okay. So here the option is D. Question number 12. Who is the author of a non-communist manifesto? So we know Rostow is we are very familiar to Rostow because of his 5 stages of development, because he has got an analogy of the airplane. But then if he had knew the full name of the book he has written, this would have been a very easy one. The stages of economic growth are non-communist manifesto. So this is C. Question number 30. Who among the following is universally available in little community? Little community is this comes from Redfield. Little community basically means a small community which is not so much it does not have a lot of division of labor. It's very village peasant based society. sorry, I'm just I'm a little sick. So okay. Who among the following is universally available in little community? The elites, nobles, civil society activists. This is a feature of modern communities. This gets cancelled out. Elites and nobles are actually coming from places which is very strong capital. Little community is a village based place and it's a small community. So usually in such community, a priest is always present. So according to me, I mean, I'm not an authority here, but in my opinion, I would just say C will be the appropriate answer here. Okay. Now, question number 14. Whose view is this? It is during the periods of revolution that the truly great changes in science take place. See, revolution. No. Karl Marx does talk about revolution, but not related to science. So it's only Thomas Kuhn who talks about it. So it's just a guesswork. People can, if they know why Thomas Kuhn is so famous for, what for he is famous, this will be an easy one. Okay, now question number 50. Multi-sited ethnography as a methodical approach introduced by. Now, this is important here because multi-sited ethnography is something very recent. Okay, Radcliffe Brown, for these people, whoever has done ethnography, they have been coming from a long back. They are the foundations on which ethnography has been built upon. So it's G. Marcuse who has been working on multi-sided ethnography. I will share the note with you. So this is the one. See, the 20th century standard for long-term face-to-face field work has, in the 21st century, been broadened by multi-sided field work and computerized mediated research. Now you can see here George E. Marcus, ethnography in and of the world system, the emergence of multi-sided ethnography. You can see the date here, 1995. So he's the one who has been behind all this. So this will be the right answer. Although the option is given wrongly, but this is the closest one. Okay. Now the next question is a very easy question. Who among the following authors has written the book The Second Sex? It's Samangi Divorce. So this is the name. Okay. Now next one. Next one again, even though people might not know these things, if they know only one, they could have answered it. It's this Jantia is in Meghalaya, so A is 2. A is 2, so D is the answer. Let's match. B1, Koya goes for Andhra Pradesh. C4, Uttar Pradesh, Thadu, Rabba, Assam. Okay, the next one. The same-sex marriage is decriminalized in India by the Supreme Court by declaring Section 377 of the Penal Code unconstitutional. So this is quite famous, Section 377. Now let's go to the next question. 19. Weber's Verstehen method, which aims at, we know the keyword is interpretative understanding of actors' motive. So this is the answer. Orientalism. Orientalism is by Edward Stewart. Edward Said. Now, according to Edward Said, what does Orientalism mean? It just means that looking at the Orient from the Western ethnocentric point of view. It's not it's not celebration of Orient. It's not development of Orient. It's not highlighting the more than that. It's basically more than highlighting the glorious past of the Orient. So this is the closest option. Now let's go to the next question. Question number 21. Which one of the following does not constitute an element of caste? Of course, it's gender relation. It's an easy one again. Now next one. Which one of the following is not an example of organization according to its joining? Now, I have been looking for this question. I have been doing little research on this person. Now, what I have found here, I'll just show you people. Now, this person seems to have given three types of power. One is coercive, the other one is utilitarian, another one is normative power. Now, based on these three powers, he has given forms of organization. So, as you can see here, I have marked coercive power. Coercive power uses force and fear to control lower level participants. Examples: organizations that rely on coercive include prison, custodial mental hospitals, and basic training in military. So, what do you have in the options? You have army here. Okay. Okay. Now, next one. Utilitarian power uses remuneration or extrinsic reward to control lower level of participants. Most business firms emphasize such extrinsic rewards. These rewards include salaries, merit pay, fringe benefits, etc. Besides, many business firms utilitarian organizations include union, farmers, cooperation, and various government agencies. Now, here what we see is cooperation. Okay. Now, next one. Let's see. Normative power. Now, under normative power, he has given the examples of hospitals, universities, churches, political organizations. So, what do you have here? Churches. So, these are the three things he has talked about. Okay. Now, obviously, classes is not involved here. Classes is not an organization. These are the three things that he has talked about. So, the best way you can solve here. Let's see the options. A is true, two is false. Two is not false. Okay. Three is true, four is false. None of them are false. Both A and 1 and 2 is true. So we know this is not true. The closest option is D, where 3 and 4 are true. So I would just say it's the closest option. Okay, let's go to the next question. Select the correct statement. Gender is a biological difference between men and women. It's not, it's a social difference. Sex is a cultural construction. No, sex is a biological construction. Sexual orientation is hierarchical. Sexual orientation is not hierarchical. This is not the right statement. Now the next statement is gender is cultural construction that puts man and woman in a hierarchical uh, order. So this is the closest one. This is the right statement. So option D. Question number 24. Mark the correct option. Rationalization according to Talcott Parsons. Now, option A, the process by which a person or a group calculates the profit. See, something Parsons never talked about profit, so this cancels out. Next one, the process whereby individual internalize values, norms, and customs of their society. This is internalization or socialization, but not rationalization. Okay, so this gets cancelled out. C, the process of rational individualistic and innovative attitude towards work. This is not rational. This is a common sensical understanding of rationalization process. Now D, the process in which new values, beliefs, and attitudes get institutionalized. We know the key word for past tense is institutionalized. So this is the right answer. Okay. Question number 20. According to Srinivas, a dominant caste is necessarily necessarily high caste involve having control over rights to land. Of course, he never says that dominant caste is coming from high caste, so this is not right. Ex untouchable caste but wealthy caste. No, he doesn't say anything regarding that. A numerically preponderant caste enjoying power in a village. But it is more than just numerical strength. Srinivas talks more about. He gives 5 features of dominant caste. So this is just not numerical. Now D. A caste not of a very low rank in the caste hierarchy, enjoying modicum of land resources and numeral strength. So this is the right answer. Land resources. We will have amount of land and also urban, yes, Western education and connection to urban. So this is the right answer. Okay. The next one, question number 26. Sociologist and anthropologist who has offered a structuralist theory of role conflict. This is Morton. The structural theory of role conflict is something given by Morton, okay, where he talks about role sets and everything. Okay. Now, question number 27. An understanding of fine art could be, according to Bourdieu, classified as, of course, cultural capital. Question number 28. The term honor killing is used in our society to suggest killing of aggressor by one to save the honor of one's country. No. A killing of a girl who marries a young man from other caste or from a distant community, religious community. Yes. Killing of a dacoit. No. Killing by a woman of a person who is about to translate her daughter. No. It's self-defense. It's not honor killing. So honor killing, D is the right answer. Let's get to question number 29. The author of Putting People First, Sociological Variable in Development is by M. Serena. So this is M. Serena. So this is something very uncommon. Okay, M. Cardia. So this is very uncommon, but every exam there will be something which is uncommon. So something to learn. Let's get to question number 30. A collective mobilization is not called a social movement when it develops. Of course, when it will have an organizational structure and ideology, it will be called a social movement. Of course, there will be leadership. There will be a formation of political party. Political party. Yeah, there can be a formation of political party, but division of labor is something that is not the case. So the option here C is the right answer. Identify the fundamental elements of positivist methodology. Prejudgment, no. This is positivist methodology is entirely against prejudgment or any prejudice thinking. Option B says social assumptions and social prediction. No. Impression management, social prediction, policy formulation. Impression management is um, something that involves qualitative understanding. So it does not require positivist methodology, but something which is related to social facts, statistical data, correlation and causation requires a positivist foundation. So this is the answer closest to the question. Now this is again a very confusing one. Inferential statistics is a form of. Now what does inference mean? Inference means that you are taking a sample, trying to understand the sample and linking it with the population. So what are you doing? You are going from particular to general. So that's an inductive form of inference that you are doing. Okay. Now, question number 33. Question number 33 says, which one of the following are the essential components of class for itself? According to Karl Marx, class for itself is the class for itself is a position where the class has realized that who is the competitor and they have fully gained the class consciousness and they are striving for an economic position. So the option A says common economic position vis-a-vis others, class contradiction and class mobility. Okay. Option B says common economic position vis-a-vis others, class solidarity and class mobility. Articulation of common interest for class mobility. Common economic interest, class contradiction, class solidarity, and class consciousness. See, class consciousness. This is a vital thing for which class in itself has come to class for it. So this is the key word. An easy option again. Now let's see question number 34. Discourse. According to Foucault, is philosophy only? No. Text only? No. Political addendum? No. D. A text in language which contains philosophy and intellectual. People can just eliminate and get down to the option. Correct option. It's easy one again. Okay. 35. Which one of the following is not a feature of community in classical sense? Classical sense that they are asking. A. Historical heritage. B. Specific location. Uh, Historical heritage meaning to say that there is something going on for a long period of time, and something culturally they are all tied together, homogeneous. So, of course, C, a social, religious, occupational, or other group showing common characteristics. Of course, community people will be showing common characteristics. But option D says small patches of locality spread over many areas. That doesn't happen because community has a very fixed sense of territoriality. So there should be a proper territory under which the community gets established. So that's why caste is not a community, tribe is a community. So this is not the right one. So this is the answer, okay? Option D. Let's see question number 36. According to Freud, psychoanalysis, individuals are given sexual freedom by the society. No, oh no. If it would have been like this, then there would be no psychoanalysis needed. Society promotes social promiscuity. No, this is not what psychoanalysis means. Society suppresses sexual freedom of women, just not of women. It can be men as well. So this is not right. Society suppresses the libido. This is a keyword of Freud. Libido means sexual desire of the individuals through social institutions and values. So this is the right answer here. Now let's see question number 37. Christians in India are governed by which marriage? Now this is it might look very easy, but people just like this person who have given the question to me has picked Hindu marriage. But then in Hindu marriage Act, you have no place for Christian marriage. So I'll just share the note with you. See, applicability. Any person irrespective of religion, Hindus, Muslim, Buddhist, Jain, Sikhs, Christian, Parsis, or Jews can also form marriage under the Special Marriage Act. Interreligious marriage are performed under this act. Now, Indian Christian Marriage Act is an act of parliament regulating legal marriage of Indian Christians. It was enacted in July 18, 1872 and applies throughout India, excluding the territories of Cochin, Manipur, and Jammu and Kashmir. This is an old act, so that's why it has given like that. But then the right answer here is Christian marriage act. Okay. Now next question. 38. Who among the following sociologists first conceived the religion of humanity? Yes, it's Augustine. Now, whoever has only read Combs for the laws of three stages that he has given us, or the kind of method he first used, please try to read the biography of Augustine. How much obsessed he was with science and what he did in his later life. He wanted to even have a different kind of calendar based on scientific dates that claimed for holidays, and then he tried to declare himself as a pope of a new kind of religion. So it's basically very interesting figure because we consider him as a father of sociology. So you must know what he has done or how he has contributed. So religion of humanity is something very much given by Augustine. Question number 39. What does POET stand for in environmental sociology? People's organization on economic technique, nothing to do with environment. Population organ of economic technology, nothing to do with environment. Okay? People's organic environment technique, again, nothing to do with it. This is the right one. Population, organization, environment, and technology. So this is again an uncommon one, but then just to note, it forms us in place where we can learn new things. Let's see the next question. Question number 40. It's a match the following one. Okay. Future of religion, postmodernism and education, sociology of profession, and social exclusion. Um, Sociology of profession is given by McDonald. So if you know B is 3, then B is the right answer. A is 2, A is 2, C is 4. C is 4 and B is 4. Okay. Let's go to the next question. According to Anthony Giddens, the key institution of modernity are market knowledge, ICT. No, ICT is something especially for manual casting. So ICT gets cancelled here. Okay. Now, market intellectualism and democracy and citizenship. No, this is not the right answer. This is the right answer. Capitalism, industrialism, surveillance, and military power. Question number 42. Triangulation. This is a very confusing question. Let's read it out first. The term triangulation indicates A. The use of at least 3 investigators. B. Use of at least 3 data sets. C. Use of at least 3 theoretical perspectives. And 4. Use of more than 3 methods of data collection. I'll just share a note regarding this. Yes, I have also written this thing. Although primarily regarded as an ecological model best applied to studying relationships between human being and their environment, POET model can shed light on a wide variety of social problems. Let's see the next one. Yes, triangulation. It's very important here. Just read it. The term triangulation refers to the practice of using multiple sources of data or multiple approach of analyzing data to enhance the credibility of research study. So since it is multiple, that does not mean only that you can use three, you can use the number three sets of theory, you can use more as well. So let's get back to the question. So option 4 is the one that is the main understanding of triangulation. So option 4 is only in one of the options here given. So obviously D is the right answer. So all of these 3 are the right answer. Triangulation has a very good connection with mixed method research. So if someone is interested, they can just plunge into this area of methodology and might get insights from there. Let's get to the next question. The unorganized sector in India accounts for, we know unorganized unorganized sector is a huge sector, so it is basically 92%. Okay. Next question. Open distance education as offered by Indian universities is an example of formal continuing education, informal continuing education, informal adult education, informal supplementary education. Now let's see one by one. See, something which is formal continuing education will not be not happening in, it will not happen in this open distance education. Formal means that there will be a proper uniform attached to that. It should have a proper ending, proper commencement, proper everything will be laid down in a rule book. So I mean, and also a proper structure. So you have to always attend the place. You cannot be sitting in your own space and work. Okay, but I think school, college, these are more formal place of training. But open distance education is a place which we always say that it's non-formal, in between informal and formal. So informal will be when you go for tuition. But then when you go for suppose platforms like Unacademy or something, it's a non-formal interaction in between formal and non-formal. So obviously option 8 cancels out. We do not be great. Okay. Next one, informal supplementary education. What does supplementary education mean? That's something which adds upon. So your basic training is done, and now you might think of taking another diploma course in something. So that's something which is supplementary. So distance education is not a supplementary education. So this also gets cancelled out. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now we have only these two options. Let's see which is the closest one and which one wins actually. So I have a note attached to it. It's interesting. Supplementary education can be defined as all out of school learning, particularly classes focused on the provision of adding support for curriculum subjects, including all languages, history, cultural enrichment, like faith, arts, and sports. Now, continuing education (CE) is commonly required in a variety of allied health and medical professions. It is typically consisting of educational activities designed to maintain or develop the knowledge, skills, performance, and professional relationships needed to provide service for the patient, public, and profession. The priority of CE is to improve the professional practice. So something professional practice (CE) not required. Informal professional practice is not required. So the one that wins here is the C. Informal adult education. Let's see what is the meaning of it. Informal education is described in the law on education as independent adult learning based on a person's knowledge gained from various sources and practices. Competence obtained through informal education can be recognized as a part of a completed formal adult education or study program. So basically, it is informal adult education that wins. Okay, so this is the right answer. And technically, this needs a little bit of information, or else you cannot just guess what. So this was a little difficult, I think. Let's see question number 45. Which one of the following processes is regarded as an equivalent to socialization acculturation? This is very easy. Okay, let's see. Which one of the following concepts is used in managing labor relation in modern factory under globalism? Um, which one of the following concepts is used uh, under globalism? Under globalism, it's Fordism, right? It's Fordism that is used. Taylorism was used long back. Now I think Fordism. And McDonaldism, there's nothing McDonaldism. Industrial democracy, something else. So Taylorism is scientific division of labor, and Fordism, uh, I think the Fordism is the closest answer here. Okay, it can be wrong. We will wait for the set to give the answer key. And if if there is a requirement, I will again upload another video in correcting my mistakes and pointing out their mistakes if they have. And so that's what I think I can do. So we are nearing to the end. So this is third last, 47. The tribal communities were originally separated from one another, subject to unequal pressure from Hindu social and economic systems. This had given rise to vision of the first. So, a kind of social pressure that is present known. This is not the right answer. Demand for equality of treatment law, similar to first. Royal Guineas absolutely no. So this is the one answer. This is the right answer. Democratic decentralization. What does it mean? Decentralization means if the power is at the center, decentralization means distribution of the power to others. So it's a very we keep hearing these things like decentralization and tribal development. So B is the closest one. So B is the answer. Okay. Okay. Second last, what we have here. Who among the following asserted that power works through discourse? Again, discourse is a very thing of Michel Foucault, sorry, Michel Foucault. Uh, I don't know why I said this because maybe I'm sick or something. Just, okay. So Michel Foucault, we have seen in other questions as well that he has worked on discourse. So this is the right answer here. Now let's see who among the following sociologists advocated the study of the breakdown of joint households rather than the study of the breakdown of joint families. See, this is why it's very important to read the name of the books of the people. A.M. Shah had given the book. Just read the name of the book, you will understand. The household dimension of family in India, a field study in the Gujarat village, and review of other studies, a book by A.M. Shah. It's clear that he has worked here and he's the one who has given this. I think I have seen this line in CBSE class 12 book as well. So let's see question number 50. This is the last question and a very easy question. We all know the elementary structure of kingship, Levi-Strauss. C1, C1, then D, C1, sorry, C1, D. D is the right answer. Okay, so this is how I have solved the paper. Let me see if I've missed something or not. Yes, I've given the meaning of decentralization here. Okay, now this is what I had to offer, and hope you people like it. Even if I have made any mistakes, you can freely point it out, and if you people find it beneficial, you can just give a like to it. Thank you.